Hi, it's Tom Werman, and you're watching CMS TV.
It's Saigon Kick right here on your classic metal show from the Lizard release with Hostile Youth. And were you aware that a version of Saigon Kick is going to go out and tour?
I saw this online and I read it and I got a good chuckle out of it.
Well, yeah, the way that it's written is actually pretty funny, which is why I'm bringing it to the table because it's kind of silly and funny, but our friend Phil Verone is involved with this.
Yeah, so lock up your wives.
Yeah. Now, have you been keeping up with him at all as far as what he's doing? Because I know, he did that little documentary thing where he was kind of all fucked up and with Skid Row, and then he was doing stand-up. He was pursuing some kind of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it was like dirty something. Yeah, I mean, he tried like adult comedy or something, and that didn't fly. And then he tried regular comedy, and I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's waiting for the call. And the call came from Jason Bieler, apparently.
Yeah, so I'm looking for that press. I had that press release hanging out here, and now it's missing. Where the hell did it go? Well, damn it. Can't believe if I...
Well, it's turned into a thing. Are you aware that it's turned into a thing?
No, I wasn't aware.
Oh, yeah. I can short talk it, and then I'll tell you the thing that emerged. So they put out a press release saying that they were going to tour the 30th anniversary of the Water album.
Okay.
Which is the album after Matt Kramer left and Jason Bieler took over as the singer.
Right.
And they're going out. It's Jason and Phil and whoever else. I don't know who else is in it. I think maybe Chris McLaren is in it as well, who was in Saigon Kick at some point, but I don't think he's like the original guy. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about Saigon Kick. But what I do know is that when this fucking ooze, Verone's involved, lock up your grannies.
I found the press release, but go ahead.
You read the press release and then I'll read this thing.
All right. 30th anniversary tour of Water, which is what Chris just said. Jason Bieler and Phil Verone, with much vim and vigor, yet also reluctantly announce a celebration of the 30th anniversary of the Water album and other assorted Saigon Kick music. While not technically a farewell tour, nor a reunion, if you know anything about Saigon Kick, there is a solid 74 to 78.4% chance that this will never happen again. Phil and Jason represents 50% of the original Saigon Kick lineup, which in some cases is 100% more original members than those other legacy bands are touring with. There's lots of truth to that.
Yeah.
Actually, since this is a celebration of the Water record, and then by then Saigon Kick was a three-piece, you are actually getting 66.6% of the original lineup of that record. So let's call it 75%. Jason and Phil are both confident that they will be operating at least 95% capacity of their previous mentioned collective 50% share for 98% of the shows, but promise no less than 85% at any given show, 100% of the time.
Right.
Please keep in mind that they both feel that they are functioning at their highest level, so we can optimistically estimate that they will be 30% better than when you last saw them. If you ever seen them, you will have to do your own math. This is no small part due to the audition of Stephen Gibb, who could mention that he played with Zakk Wylde and Crowbar, but then we would sound like name droppers. Stephen was the original member of Saigon Kick reunion shows 7 to 10 years ago, so he's not technically an old school original from the 1991 originals, but if you first experienced Saigon Kick show in Chicago in 2015 to you, Steven is an original member. Although Phil was not there, but Jonathan Mover yet he never played on any Saigon Kick albums, but he did play with Aretha Franklin, but we digress. As we have clearly stated above, this is not a reunion. It's more of a special evening of Saigon Kick music. Think of it as a sizable and assorted gaggle of the members of Saigon Kick and non-members, depending on your vantage point, performing the music of Saigon Kick as a tribute to themselves. Ironically, it will be the first ever performance of Phil with Steven. We can only hope that they will be playing the same songs at the same time. Honestly, it's just too soon to know. There could come a time down the road when another member joins them, but they cannot commit to any concrete numbers as their effort levels. So let's call that a 50-50 chance of their personal median effort. There is also a 100% chance that some of the members will never be asked nor want to perform. So for all of you off-track bettors, those odds are 110%. Some computational efforts are still in the works. For example, if a founding member returns, would that also count as 25%? Is a replacement member for the original member worth 12.5%? What if there were special guests? What value do we assign? If they add a new unknown player who is good looking, youthful, and passionate, how do we even begin to do the math? The tour will see expected stops in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, New York City, and other major cities, as well as international stops in Asia and Europe. Lots to be figured out, as you can see, but a handful of very special shows will be happening this year, so we're 99% sure of that. Jason Bieler has been busy with the award-winning Baron von Bielski Orchestra, which has seen him become a favorite of prog fans around the world. The albums have featured everyone from Devin Townsend to Butch Walker, Bumblefoot to Clint Lowry, Marco Miniman to Benji Webb, and many, many others. A new BVBO album is ready in the works for the fall of 2024 release, expected followed by an extensive tour. Along with Saigon Kick, Phil Varone played drums and toured with Prunella Scales, Skid Row, Vince Neil Band, Bobby Kimball of Toto, Gene Loves Jezebel, and Jakey Lee's Red Dragon Cartel.
That's right.
Stephen Gibb has been focused on his new band, Kill the Robot, and has played with Black Label Society, Crowbar, as well as his father, Barry Gibb. So there's your Bee Gees.
See? Bee Gees.
Your Bee Gees tie-in. And
right.
So as of today, the confirmed dates are March 22nd in Flint, Michigan at the Machine Shop up in Hairball John's area. March 23rd in Wyandotte, Michigan at District 142, which that's a suburb of Detroit. And here in the Chicagoland area at Reggie's.
There you go. So I'm sure you'll be attending.
It might be worth it. I don't know.
Well, a couple things come out of this thing. First of all, it is very funny that Varone lists his Red Dragon Cartel time. Because wasn't he in that for like one show and then he quit?
Yeah, I think it was one show and out.
Yeah, he like did one show and said, "Now I'm retired."
Yeah, fuck this.
Yeah. So it's funny that he lists that on his resume. You know, that part is funny. The other part, which is what's going on now, that press release, which 1000% came out of Jason Bieler's head and is hilarious.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's fucking great. But it sparked online feud between Jason and the guy that I'm sure he was referencing as 100% not showing up at any of these shows, singer Matt Kramer, the original vocalist of the band. So this actually turned into a whole thing.
Yeah.
Let me share the screen here. Where are we at? Saigon Kick. So here it is. Ex-Saigon Kick singer Matt Kramer blasts former bandmates over upcoming anniversary tour. Jason Bieler, of course, fires back. This is fantastic.
All right.
Former Saigon Kick singer Matt Kramer has blasted guitarist vocalist Jason Bieler and drummer Phil Verone for their recent announcement that they were planning to embark on a tour celebrating the 30th anniversary of the band's third album, Water. Released in September 93, Water was the first Saigon Kick album to feature Bieler on lead vocals following the departure of Kramer earlier that year over what has been described as financial and creative issues. Joining Bieler during the LP's recording session were Verone and bassist Chris McLernan. On January 9th, the day after Bieler and Verone announced their plans to hit the road in celebration of Water, Kramer took to his Facebook to write. He went to Facebook, so you know it's good.
Well, yeah, of course it's on Facebook. It's gospel.
Well, here's what Matt Kramer had to say. My inbox is getting flooded congratulating me about the new Saigon Kick tour. The tour is not including me. It's the 30th anniversary of Jason funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars of my personal publishing money that was demanded I not touch into the band so he could squeeze me out of the band after I sang a top 12 pop hit launching the band's gigantic hit. Then meticulously left me absolutely penniless and confiscated all of my gear, so I couldn't even do writing sessions for a new project.
Is this the Snake Band?
Sounds like he got totally fucked here, right?
Right.
Immediately following to go on to record the Water record and steal my vocal style, mimicking me trying to pass it off as if I never left the band with the vocal sound I created for Saigon Kick. First, he stole all my money, then he stole my job, and the fact that he sings exactly like me is the ultimate robbery and a perfect example of why being a thief and absolute backstabbing maniac makes you win in the music business. He continued, zero respect for anyone on that tour. Definitely bitter, but it's more about the transparency. 30 years later, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Support the good ones, root out the evil. Now, here's my couple of questions, because I am going to just say straight up, I was never in the Saigon Kick camp. They're okay.
I remember when Lizard came out, I was driving a truck. I was an over the road trainer at the time.
Yeah.
And I had a guy, one of my students with me, and that album came out. I had bought it. I had a CD player in the truck. And we played the shit out of that first record.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. It was just neat because at the time, you got to remember that the Nirvana wave was in at that time. And this was refreshing, straight ahead, just kind of regular hard rock.
See, I always thought of them as one of the first bands to be alternative.
I didn't see them. I mean, if you like that big hit they had, that Love Is on the Way.
Let's find that. Let's hear that.
Love is on the way.
Now that's not Bieler though, right? That's
that's
Kramer.
Yeah, it's the first album. It was, they were still playing that type of music on the radio.
What years was that? Was that like 87, 8?
No, that was in the early 90s.
Oh, so I was back in the States. I wonder why I just never heard them. I never really was like introduced. Maybe that's when I was into heavier music.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I never was introduced to them.
Blizzard came out in 92. And then Water came out in 93.
Do you remember Water being any good, or did it come?
It just didn't. After Lizard, I didn't have much interest.
Right.
But that their big boss hit bound single, that Love Is on the Way, that was a huge song on radio.
All right,
that was being played quite a bit.
Let's give that a taste.
I think so.
No,
is it? I don't think so.
It looks sort of like him. I don't remember.
Who was in that lineup?
Yeah, you got to look that up because I don't have any more screens.
All right.
It kind of looks like him, but I don't know.
Maybe. I didn't know the band that well.
Yeah.
I just knew the album.
I'm interested that Matt Kramer thinks that he invented a vocal style here. This
Yeah,
sounds like pretty much everybody.
This is they were in the same vein of, in my opinion, I kind of categorize them in the same vein as like Every Mother's Nightmare.
Yeah.
They were out about that same time.
Right.
And that's what I was digging on, was like Every Mother's Nightmare and this
Okay.
Saigon Kick and that kind of stuff, because I wasn't digging the whole Nirvana thing going on.
Right.
And I was still in the old. I said that was a big hit song, is what I said. I played this Hostile Youth song from the same album, and that didn't sound anything like this.
We'll play that in a second here.
Yeah, but regardless of that, that's what I was into. That bands who had that just hard rock vibe were
Right.
still getting some attention, even though Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Alice in Chains and all that was all dominating radio at the time.
Right.
But I was still kind of holding on to just the straight ahead hard rock
Sure.
bands.
Okay.
And like I said, Every Mother's Nightmare was still getting some radio play. This Saigon Kick, they came on the scene.
Right.
And
Is this also like when Trickster and Kick Tracy and all that
no,
was
those
happening?
guys came in the late part of the 80s.
Okay.
Into the early part of the 90s. These guys came in after the grunge thing hit.
Oh, all right.
So they were, still getting some airplay.
They were the holdovers that the record companies had to release.
Yeah. Let me see here. Formation. The band was formed by lead vocalist Matt Kramer, guitarist Jason Bieler, you're correct,
Yes, so Baylor's
along
in
with the bassist Tom DeFile and drummer Phil Verone.
there.
They
Okay.
gained a following on local club scene and generated enough of the buzz to be signed to Third Stone Records in 1990. Their
Wow.
self-titled debut album was released in 91. The band toured extensively, but the album only made a marginal show on the sales charts. They went immediately back into the studio to record the second album, The Lizard, which was released in 92. The album spawned the band's only hit single on Billboard Hot 100 in the U.S., Love Is on the Way, which reached number 12. Just before touring for the album commenced, bassist Tom DeFile was fired. He was replaced with ex-Cold Sweat bassist Chris McLaren.
Clearing, yeah.
Yeah. And in 1996, The Lizard reached sales above 500,000 and was certified gold, their only album to achieve the certification.
Okay. All right. Let's hear a little of this. And what was the other song called? Hostile something?
Hostile Youth.
All right, we'll play a little bit more of this because I don't even remember this song. I mean, I do. I mean, I've heard it. We've played it on this show, but I don't really know this song very well. So hear a little more of this.
Let's give it one more.
There's stuff like harmonized vocal like this.
No, if you listen to Hostile Youth, it's way different. It's
Let me go to
more of a
something
hard,
different.
hard driving,
Yeah, 'cause
straight ahead rock song.
that song's doing nothing for me. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a ballad.
Hostile Youth. Let's see. I know that song. In
Yeah, of
fact,
course.
they kind of remind me in a weird way, and certainly not musically, but vocally, of the dude that died from Blind Melon,
Oh, Shannon Hoon.
Shannon Hoon.
Yeah, these kind of have kind of a Alice in Chains vibe to this.
Yeah, sort of grungy. That's why
Yeah.
I always associated them with kind of like the beginning of alternative music. Maybe that's why I never listened to it. I just was like, I'll just stick with Alice in Chains. I don't know. I just never really gave this much of a shot. Maybe I should listen to it more.
No, it was kind of like a one and done for the
Yeah.
most part. They kind of came and went, but at the time, when I was driving the truck and that's all we had to do was listening to music,
Right.
that was like one of the ones we liked. The album was
Sure.
good.
So as somebody that was into this band, at least a little bit,
Yeah.
is going out and celebrating the 30th anniversary of the album after this a waste of time?
I think people were just going to go out to hear the hits.
They're going to go out to hear this song, and
They're going to hear this song, and they're going to hear "Love Is on the Way."
and you think maybe that's why Matt Kramer's mad, because they're going to play those songs. And
Well, they said, we're going to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Water and other Saigon Kick songs.
so they'll play 5 tunes from that Water record that nobody's ever heard.
Right.
And then they'll play this song, and then they'll play that other song. And
Yeah.
is there another song?
Let's see here. I'm going to look at the old Spotify and
Because I really do not know anything.
well,
Dude, you know me. I seem to know a lot a lot of this stuff, but I don't know shit about this band.
I mean, this was a flash in the pan type stuff.
Yeah. All right, YouTube has thrown me Body Bags.
What?
The song Body Bags by
Body
Saigon
Bags?
Kick.
Yeah, that's also on the Lizard.
Is that a good one?
That got more plays on the Spotify than Hostile Youth. It's got about 100,000 more plays.
Well, let's check that one out. Oh, it has a video.
Yeah. This was one.
I tried 3 different.
This was one of those last bands that the record labels actually put money into and actually paid for music videos and stuff like that. Let's take a call real quick. Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Matt definitely has a huge claim on this, because I just looked at I like that band, at least the first 2 records, and I just looked at the songwriting credits. That guy, along with the guitar player Justin Bieber, is he wrote every song on the first record, and yes, he didn't write the hit ballad, but he sure as hell wrote a lot on the Lizard as well. So I can understand why he's upset.
Well, they all have a claim to being in the band. I mean, obviously Phil Verone is an original member, and
So is Beeler.
Beeler's an original member. So what prevents them from going out and playing the music they were a part of?
Well, nothing obviously, but I can understand why he's upset. That he's probably upset because he's not part of it.
Well, he left the band, and it was an acrimonious split. And I think they have tried to get back together. And Kramer wants nothing to do with any of those guys, but yet he'll bitch about the fact that they want to continue playing those songs.
Okay, I didn't realize there'd been other reunion attempts.
Yep, they've tried to patch things up and get together on a few occasions, and Kramer was having nothing to do with it.
Yeah. All right. Hail and kill.
Hail and kill.
All right, beat it.
There goes Tim, the music critic.
Yeah, he is. All right, let's check out Body Bags. Let's see what this is about. All right, not bad, but I'll tell you what, the video blows with all the fucking motorcycle noise.
This could have been a song on Slave to the Grind.
Yeah, it's a cool song, but
Yeah.
I'd like to hear it instead of hearing the motorcycles the whole time. Jesus. I get that you want to have a little revving up, but yeah. Boy, I had no idea that there was this much love for Saigon Kick. People are popping in song after song here that could be a hit. Come Take Me. Do you know that one? Colors? I don't know either of these. Just look them up.
Yeah, they were good, talented rockin' band in the early part of the 90s. You know, they weren't grunge, and they still kind of maintained just sort of that straight ahead hard rock sound.
How did I just miss this band completely?
I don't know, because it didn't last very long.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just amazed that I really never heard this band ever. I don't remember ever hearing this band. I mean, even Love Will Find a Way. I know that's the big hit, and I've heard it, obviously, but I don't remember seeing it on MTV or hearing about it or nothing. Was it an MTV? Were they an MTV band or?
Yeah, it was the last gasp of just straight ahead MTV videos before they started getting into all the reality TV shows and shit like that.
Right, so maybe I'd already checked out. But all right, let's try this one. Do you know this song? Come Take Me Now?
It doesn't sound familiar right off the bat, but once I hear it, I'm probably going to, oh yeah, I know that one.
All right, let's see what this sounds like.
I'm dreaming it all away. I can't find the words to say, but somehow feeling so.
Anything?
No.
No, I don't know this.
Kind of reminds me of, again, Skid Row, Wasted Time or something.
Yeah, that's. But I'm gonna go back to what Kramer said now about this. Whatchamacallit, the vocal style. This sounds like every vocalist in that era.
Yeah, there's nothing special about this.
There's not some crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of reverb on it, so anybody who could sing halfway decent with reverb on their vocals, they could sound pretty damn good.
Yeah. And this is, all right. I'm not even going to go further with this song. Let's try the other one that was recommended, Colors. Do you know that?
Like I said, after Lizard, I was just, didn't really hear much more after that.
Well, here's Colors. I guess these are both first album records.
God in all his children, is not love the answer? You cannot pretend your life is real. Can you see the colors changing just inside tomorrow's skies? Can you feel the winds of change blowing upon our lives? Can you see the colors changing just inside tomorrow's skies? Can you feel the winds of change blowing upon our lives?
Such cutting edge vocals. I've never heard a style like that before. Jeez.
Very unique.
Yeah, very unique.
Steve Perry has nothing on him.
All right. Well, anyway, so let me get back to that page here. So we read Kramer's
Rebuttal.
statement, I guess.
His grievance.
His grievance. Well, Jason Bieler, who obviously penned that press release, also responded to
Allow me to retort.
Yeah, exactly. He definitely retorted. And his retort is pretty fucking funny. All right, so earlier today, Friday, January 12th, Bieler shared a carefully worded post on both the Saigon Kick and his personal Facebook pages, in which he didn't mention Kramer by name, but made it clear that there was no truth to the singer's claims.
All right.
Maybe it's a new Marvel character called Super Victim. I know we are all looking forward to that on the big screen, Jason wrote. I hear the plot is about a guy who, no matter what happens or is shown to them, regardless of any facts, accepts no responsibility for anything in their own life or career. And somehow, even though they claim to be the most talented person in the room, never actually achieve anything of note in 35 years.
Well, after Saigon Kick, can you name anything that Kramer's done or has been a part of or
No,
stands out or anything?
no. But let's be honest. Can you name anything that either of the other two guys did of note?
No. Just Saigon Kick. That's
Yeah,
it.
that was it. Even though they are ignored by nearly everyone, and no one with first-hand knowledge ever says anything publicly to back them up, does our hero stop? Hell to the no. You have to admire someone banging their head on the wall for 35 years and blaming the wall. I'm hoping he's played by Daniel Day-Lewis or Joaquin Phoenix. It will be their most challenging role to show no action, no achievements, no accomplishments, not one single bit of forward momentum, just an ever-present pouty pre-cry lower lip. I mean, how do you emote nothingness and have it translate to the big screen? God damn, he's funny.
Yeah.
The climax may be a scene where our protagonist is in therapy and the doctor says, "Show me on the doll where the music industry hurt you." He continued, "The darkest part of this movie is where our hero whips up a little online hate group with nothing to back it up for people with no firsthand knowledge other than his verbal diarrhea. We enter a dark time where all it takes is one deranged person to put someone or their friends or family at risk. Maybe we skip that part. I mean, that's how some of our heroes met an unfortunate end. And what sane person would put that energy in the universe? Maybe the movie ends with an anti-hero, the evil scumbaginator, coming into the room and saying, If you have an issue, a real man would deal directly with the people and attempt to correct it. Failing that, you should seek legal remedies, super victim. It's time for you to put up or shut up. We have hundreds of pages of facts, first-hand witnesses, and everything corroborated. But we are not preteens on TikTok. We have never released or posted it." Then with a sympathetic look, the scumbaginator looks back and says, "I hope you go on and do something truly great, super victim, and I wish you well. Surely someone would want to work with somebody so brilliantly influential, blameless, and upstanding." End scene. And it suddenly becomes apparent that the scumbaginator, not the bass player and the angry drummer, were the heroes all along. It's like The Sixth Sense, but instead of dead people, our star has a complaint and would like to see the manager, like a male Karen or MK for short. God damn, that's funny.
Yeah. He's making fun of him.
That's funny.
He's
a
saying,
male Karen or
he's,
MK.
He's saying mean things because male Karen and Matt Kramer is the same.
Well, you're assuming that he's talking about Matt Kramer. I think he's talking about a script he's working on.
Is that what it is?
That's what I think.
Well, if you believe what's available out there online, during the recording session for Water, Matt up and left the band. He just up and left.
He just took
quit.
off.
He quit.
Yeah.
So they decided, Verone and Beeler just decide to finish the record and record it, finish it, go out and tour. What are you going to do? Are you just going to stop everything because one guy gets in a hissy fit? I'm leaving.
Yeah, I don't know.
Screw this, guys. I'm going home.
That's right. All right, I'm going to play a song. I'm going to play the song Water. I just want to hear if the vocal is like this direct ripoff that he's saying it is.
Oh, that's this extraordinarily developed vocal.
Yeah, this straight ripoff of Matt Kramer's vocal style. Let's see here. Present. Share screen. All right, here we go. Wow, that is boring.
Should Donnie V be suing them for vocal style?
Yeah, that's
I mean, it sounds like enough's enough, doesn't it?
sort of, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they all sound sort of the same. That's the whole.
Yeah,
I don't understand this Matt Kramer.
There's nothing stand out about that. I mean, it's not like that they're Peter Cetera or,
Or Stephen Piercy. I mean, doesn't he have to
Stephen
be
Piercy or Steve Perry or
Yeah.
any one of these guys who have a very signature sound.
Yeah, this sounds like every vocalist in 1990 that was still hanging on to this style. You know, I don't hear any difference between this and anybody else that was doing this.
Nope.
I don't know what Matt Kramer's talking about, that he created this vocal style. What you create it from?
I mean, here, I'll have you pull something up here.
All right.
Pull up Every Mother's Nightmare. Walls Come Down. See if that doesn't sound very similar to the same style of vocal.
Let's see. God damn, YouTube has really fired up the commercials these days, haven't they?
You don't have ad block?
I don't. I'm not on my account that usually does.
Oh.
My God. Every video. Pretty similar.
It's Saigon Kick, right?
Saigon Kick ripped them off.
That's what I'm saying. So this was all in the same time frame for me.
Right.
And this is what I was listening to because this is what was available at the time. You know, that wasn't for Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, all that shit going on at that time.
Yeah, it all sounds pretty similar to me.
It's very similar.
Yeah, I don't know what Matt Kramer's talking about.
I mean, could you tell the difference between Kramer, Beeler, and our good friend
Rick Rule?
Rick Rule? No, it's very similar.
Yeah. I don't know what Kramer's talking about here, but yeah. Yeah, Rik was probably going for that. There.
Yeah, well, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
That's what the record label wanted. So, we talked to Rik about this.
Yeah.
And, granted from what Every Mother's Nightmare has released recently within the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We asked Rik, was this your style? Was this your songs? Was this the image that you were going for? Or was it what the record label said that they wanted to hear from you? And he said, oh yeah, it was definitely the record label.
Yeah.
They wanted us to assimilate to Skid Row or, whatever it was. And, that's what the record labels did. They signed bands that were very similar to what was hot at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Phil, that's not nice. Come on. That's not very nice.
I don't know. I'm a big Every Mother's Nightmare fan. I like Rik personally as a person.
Yeah,
And
he's a nice guy.
he's a nice guy, and I just like they've never been a big band. They're just sort of like a underground, kind of like a third tier, whatever. But I've always dug Every Mother's Nightmare. I like their bluesy whatever, and that's what I dug about them. They were just sort of like a gritty, just rock band.
Tell you what, their profile went away. With Bill Shavis. They were coming back, like they were raising up, and then Bill Shavis passed away. And have you heard one word about Every Mother's Nightmare since Bill Shavis?
You gotta get somebody to work your record for you and get you, get you some raise your profile a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, Shavis kept them in our face. He was always doing something with them, whether it was a single or an album or a tour. Or Bill died 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, I don't think I've heard one thing that Every Mother's Nightmare is doing since.
And I think Rik has some issues too. I'm not gonna say that I know anything for sure, but I think we have our suspicions.
Well, we definitely saw a video where we were both like, "Woo, what happened?" We definitely questioned it when we saw the video where he looked all strung out. But
but again, going back 30 years now, for me personally, I've been a fan.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they sound okay. I'm not a. What was another single that they did, but like later in their career? Didn't they have like an album that you liked, but it was well after it was over?
A few years ago, they had
it's like on Paris Records or something.
It was on Paris Records. It was Delta Voodoo.
Yeah, what was the song on that one?
Let's see here. I'll tell you here in a second. Every Mother's Nightmare. Here we go. It is Smokin' Delta Voodoo, and the name of the song is just called Push.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's try that one. Well, there's an official video from Bill Shavis 6 years ago.
Yeah, because they re-released the song.
Right. Let's check it out.
This is how we do it, baby!
Now, if I told you that this is the same guy whose video we just watched before, you'd never believe that.
Well, I mean, he's had some wear and tear on him.
Yeah. He went from being Sebastian Bach to fucking pumping gas.
Yeah, he's a good old country boy from Memphis, Tennessee.
It looks like he came out from under the car to fucking play the show.
His name is Cooter in real life.
Hey, boy, you need me to change the oil or play a song? Which would you like?
Well, he was a pretty boy. He was a glammed up pretty boy.
Yeah.
In the MTV videos.
Yeah. Now he looks like a drawn cover from an Aerosmith album. That Sanity. What was that name of that album? The live record from
A little South of Sanity or something like that. Yeah.
He looks like the guy pumping the gas on that.
Yeah.
On that cover. All right, here we go.
This could have been Fiore's for all we know.
Yeah, it could have been. Who knows? I don't think there was this many people at Fiore's, though. All right, let's check it out. Come on.
I mean, there might be some truth to
There
that.
probably is some truth to that, but come on.
County fairs do pay for these type of acts.
Fuck yeah. And them and Tora Tora, that does sound like a county fair.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, that sounds like the kind of
They
band
got
that
to
you
put on
get.
their walking shoes and
That's
go to the county fair.
It's another band that I don't know anything about. Tora Tora.
Yeah.
I know nothing of them. Same with Danger Danger, if you want to be really honest. And all these bands sound kind of the same.
No, they fell into that third tier
Yeah.
in the late 80s and to the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Every Mother's Nightmare release came out in 90. You know? So that was their breakthrough album.
Right.
And Rick was looking. What is this? Oh,
This is
Tora
walking
Tora
shoes.
Yeah,
I'll get to that in a second. Go ahead, finish your story.
he was a very glammed out 80s looking rocker guy.
Yeah. Well, he sure changed that. Well, and they all did. I mean, none of these guys look that way. Few of them do. Sebastian still does.
It was just to sell the video. The song on the video.
Yeah, I mean, a couple that do, and it's almost silly looking, like Sebastian, or some of the Phil Lewis looks are kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Pirate Phil. All right, let's see this Walking Shoes. I know this song, but was this a big hit?
It was their big boss hit bounce single.
I get that it was their big hit, but was it a big hit?
For the last gasp of that era, I would imagine it would be.
All right. I just don't remember this. I know the song, but I just don't remember it being like on the radio all the time or something. This would have been the same time as like Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, right?
Yeah, this all was also about the same time that Kicks finally broke through with Don't Close Your Eyes and things like that,
Mm-hmm. All right, let's give this a spin. Ironically, that's still the same stage that they play today, same size.
A postage stamp.
Now, why does everybody say this band sounds like Van Halen? This sounds nothing like Van Halen. I've heard that for years, that Tora Tora was like a Van Halen clone. I don't hear that at all.
That's what I heard about the Bullet Boys.
I hear more of it from the Bullet Boys than I do from this.
Yeah.
The Bullet Boys sort of had that David Lee Roth swagger thing.
Yeah, because Mark Torian was ripping off the whole David Lee Roth look and, stage antics, I guess.
And he didn't sing in key either, so it fit. So, yeah. I don't know. This doesn't sound like Van Halen to me at all, but all right, let's hear a little more of this. Yeah, there's nothing Van Halen about that.
It doesn't sound like Van Halen to me.
No, not at all. I'm like, what is that? That doesn't sound like Van Halen. All right, well.
Well, pull up the Big Boss hit bound single for Every Mother's Nightmare, Love Can Make You Blind.
Yeah, that's a crappy ballad, right?
Well, regardless if you like it or not, I'm just looking at the video here because this is when they're all, after 90, which, obviously that style was not a style.
Right.
But they continued, pushing that because this was the last gasp.
Right. They kept doing it.
Yep.
Is that Matt Kramer? Man, that sound is cutting it. Oh, it's not Matt Kramer.
That was kind of my point. I'm glad you pointed that out because that's why I wanted you to play this.
Yeah, look at that. It must be mislabeled.
but look at Rick, how dolled up he is, man.
Yeah. I wonder if he's embarrassed by this stuff.
Well, I've talked to him about it. It's just like, so was this your idea or what? He goes, no, dude, the record label directed everything.
Yeah.
From the look to the sound to the image to, we got to sell the record, man. We got to get you on MTV. We got to, do whatever it is popular, and again, we're competing against the Sebastian Bachs, the Skid Row, and that's what was happening.
Yeah, that's just. All right, I'll play a little more of this. Here we go.
Left me crying and I didn't know what I should do. Love can make you blind. Love can
Maybe I'll have to go back and listen to that Lizard. This seems pretty good.
But you see, this was out and popular right about the same time as Junkyard with their Symbol Man.
Yeah.
Very similar delivery.
Except that was a good song, and this is not.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the style.
Yeah. Do you like this song?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Do you? All right.
Yeah, it was just a radio hit. You know, I heard a lot of it. I heard it all the time. I heard it mostly on the Blitz out of Columbus, Ohio.
Just sing this to your chick at some point?
No. And I used to hear it on the Blaze here in Chicago because this is when I was still driving the truck. So I would hear it from different cities, and they played the shit out of this song.
Okay. Yeah. I'll stick with the real Skid Row. Thank you.
But that's what the record labels were after. They were after the copy bands.
Yeah. Well, they found it with these.
Yep.
So. All right. Well, there you have it. I guess if you want to go see Saigon Kick with a mimicking actor, Jason Bieler, mimicking Matt Kramer.
Right.
I guess you can go see that. That's what it seems like is, Kramer's being ripped off, man.
Yeah. Fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, I don't have anything for any of these guys involved.
Yeah, I'm not supporting these people.
Fucking posers. Stealing my identity and my money and my gear. I get it that he's still pissed off if all that did happen, but why didn't he sue him?
Because he quit?
After 35 years, I mean, but even if he quit, you know and I know that there's more frivolous lawsuits that have been filed than that.
Right.
You know, I mean, if he really believes what he's spewing on Facebook, wouldn't there have been some lawsuit at some point?
You would think.
Somewhere in there he's got to know that he won't win, which is probably why there hasn't been a lawsuit. Now, I don't know. As I'm proving here tonight, I know nothing about this.
Well,
band.
again, what are you fighting over? It's not like they generated millions of dollars.
Well, according to him, he had hundreds of thousands of dollars stolen.
I don't think that's the case.
Well, that's what he said.
Those guys.
That's his words.
Those guys did not make that kind of money.
I don't think so either. But where did he say? He said, Jason funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars of my personal publishing money.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands. Ooze.
Okay. Yeah, true.
That is true.
All right, I say we take a break. How
All
many
right.
songs you need? 2, 3, or all 4?
3.
3. All right. Well, we'll play a few songs. We'll come back, wrap up the show. So since we're talking about Every Mother's Nightmare,
Okay.
I'm going to play one from their second release from 1993, Wake Up Screaming.
Okay.
And this is the House of Pain exclusively here.
On your classic metal show.
In the ever-evolving world of music, artists need to reach their audience faster than ever before. Introducing Too Immersive for You, the Emmy-nominated pioneers in viewership experience. We've revolutionized the way music artists share their material with the world. Our groundbreaking AI engine generates stunning visuals that bring your music to life. Imagine having your own personalized music video, perfectly synchronized to your unique sound in a matter of hours, not weeks. With Too Immersive for You, it's now a reality. Get ready to unlock a new dimension of music visualization. Too Immersive for You, where music meets immersive visuals. Contact us now to discover how Too Immersive for You can elevate your music to new heights. www.musicvideoai.net.
The Classic Metal Show now has all of our videos on Spotify. Simply look up and subscribe to the CMS network on Spotify, and you'll get the audio and video podcasts each day from the Classic Metal Show. It's never been easier to listen to Neeley and Chris, so simply open Spotify, subscribe to the CMS network, and enjoy the Classic Metal Show every single day. Hail and Kill.